What's up, guys? What's going on? I'm Paul. This is Paul and Theology's daily devotional, man, and we are going through the book of Exodus. We're in the Old Testament, man. We're going through God revealing himself to his people, Israel, by snatching them up out of slavery, and then he's going to give them freedom in his name. What's that sound like? That sound like how Jesus has done that to us from our sin, snatched us up out of the depth and despair and the slavery of our sin, and has made us alive in Christ and free. Whew. That's powerful stuff, man. That's powerful stuff. So let's check out Exodus, man. We're in chapter 3, verse 16. If you haven't read it yet, stop the tape, check it out, see what I say, come back. We're going to answer these questions, man. If you've already read it, let's wait no further. Let's dive deep into the scriptures to see what God has in store for us today. So what's going on? That's the first question we ask. What's happening? Well, we know that Moses has talked with God, and he has revealed himself to Moses in his name, Yahweh, describing his wonderful character and nature. And then he says, this is what you're going to tell them my name is forever. This is what I'm going to be going by. And now he gives instructions as to what Moses is supposed to do. He says this. He says, go to the elders, gather them up, man. So Moses ain't doing this alone, man. It's not like Moses is just doing whatever, trying to wrangle and snatch up. No, he's got to get a team of people, because God hasn't called us to do these things by ourselves. He's called us to do them in community. And so it says, go, gather the elders. He says, and then he says, say to them, man, I have surely seen or observed. So the word for here is pakad, and it's crazy because it means visit, or it also means so it has a wide semantic range, which means that this one word can mean a lot of different things, man. It can mean strike, like I have come down and struck these people, man. But in this sense, it means I have seen or participated in some way intimately the sufferings that occur. Because the word in its flattest sense is visit. And so this to me is like when God says that I have visited you in the oppression, the things that have been happening to you by the Egyptians. What do you do when you visit with somebody? You go and you hang out with them. You know, you speak with them, you talk with them. You sit on their couch, you relax on their furniture, eat their food maybe, go to the bathroom where they're at. You get to see what their lifestyle is. And that is what God is saying in the most intimate way, is that, man, the suffering that you have suffered, I have visited them. I know them intimately. And that's why it says observe. And the way in which the Hebrew language is that if you double it, if you say it twice, it's an extensive or an increase of the amount of feeling. And so sometimes you might say is I have surely observed. I think that's what the NIV says, or maybe the ESV. He said I surely observed, but he's like, man, I have visited. So he's like, I have intimately, and I have absolutely came down and know exactly how you feel. The oppression that has oppressed you by these Egyptians, man. He says, that's what you do when you go to the elders. You gather them up and you let them know that their God knows where they're at. So what's this say about God? I think this says that he's a God that is intimate with us, man. He knows our sufferings, our feelings, our hurts, our pains, our joys, our excitements, our sadnesses, our struggles. He knows all of these things. Yahweh knows. He sees us. He knows us. A couple of verses ago we saw it. He says, man, I see you and I know you. That's our God. What's to say about man is that we're not alone in our suffering. We're not alone in our pain and our struggle and our joys and our happiness, our hopes, our fears, all of these things we are not alone in. Sometimes we think we are, that nobody understands or nobody knows the struggle, like that song, nobody knows the struggle I've been, but God does. and to tack it off with Jesus, because we always got to put some Jesus in there, man. In Hebrews, it says that Jesus has gone through and seen all that we have, yet without sin. Another characteristic of Yahweh visited this thing about how God knows intimately our struggles and our pains. Well, Jesus in the same way does as well, because he is Yahweh. Not only does he know them intellectually, but he knows them physically, and he knows them emotionally. He knows them. He knows them. So we're not alone in our struggles. How do we apply these truths to our life, man? Is to recognize this. I think that's what it is just to comprehend and understand this, because having that assurance that God is with us and knows what we've gone through and been through it in the man Jesus, then we can have strength that we can go to him in these times, that we can speak with him in these times. Prayer and listening and submission to what he has to say, because he knows. He's been through it. He's been through it. So what's ailing you today? Or what's giving you joy today? Whatever it is, know that Jesus knows. Know that Yahweh, the God of all the universe, knows. Appreciate you guys for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.